All right, let us begin. Welcome everybody to today's webinar for the Autodesk Cloud Construction. And keep in mind, this is a better way to build together. So if you've been with us previously, you've seen that we went through ACC Docs, Collaborate Pro, and now we are about to start our ACC Build. So just before I begin, good day, welcome everybody. My name is Dino Kapic. And here is my beautiful mugshot that was taken a few years back. So for those of you who need a face to the name, here it is. I've been working for Modena now for roughly about 4 years as an AEC applications engineer and now as a BIM manager. And today I will be presenting additional softwares and features from the Autodesk Cloud Construction platform. And in this one, we're entitling it ACC Build, or Autodesk Construction Build. So I've seen some amazing services and features pop here and there. And honestly, this one is going to take you by surprise. This is an overview, and we will deep dive into a few features. So let's get started. Before we go, there is a bit of an agenda to follow today, just so we don't lose any of you. And we are going to start out with the context of this webinar. So why are we utilizing ACC Build? We are going to go through some noticeable platform differences between the old BIM 360 product and now the new ACC product. And then we are going to touch up on the features themselves within ACC Build. So this would be the new interface to get used to, the new features for forms, as well as RFIs, submittals, and then, of course, additional features and services that will be mentioned here. Keep in mind that we do want to talk a little bit about the Autodesk Cloud Construction Services, how they connect with each other. And then we are going to give you guys some time to grill us in a Q&A session. So let's begin. Now, when it comes to the Autodesk Cloud Construction platform, we connect workflows, teams, and data at every stage of construction. So the idea here is we're bringing every project team together from design all the way through to operations. And this requires one source of truth, a single platform to house all your project data. Again, your project data from design to plan, building, and then finally operations of the building itself. So this can all be done within the new Autodesk Cloud Construction. And just so we don't say that long phrase every single time, we can refer to this as the ACC. So there are some key notable differences between the two platforms. And this is where I'm going to draw my line quickly. On the left-hand side is what we have our old BIM 360 platform. It is recognizable with that blue bar at the top that connects you to your services and projects. On the right-hand side, we have the ACC platform, which is now sleek, simplistic, and has a nice white elegance to it. Other key differences is that BIM 360 projects stay on a BIM 360 hub, whereas ACC projects stay on the ACC hub itself. You can only view BIM 360 projects in the BIM 360 hub. But for those of you who are now jumping over through to ACC, note that you can view your previous BIM projects in your ACC hub as well as your ACC projects now. And then if you are utilizing BIM 360 items, then you require a BIM 360 subscription. Whereas with the ACC, this requires a new subscription known as the ACC subscription itself. Now, there are some cool features that come along with the ACC Build. And one of the main features now that has been improved upon, if I could say, is the interface. So again, features improved would be the simplistic navigation of the interface. If you're watching the video on the right-hand side, you can see at what ease it is just to click, go, select, drop issues, markup, and connect with other users. However, with that being said, you still have access to many other features within your interface navigation tool, such as your user homepage. This is an overview of what is going on in your project. Features and service access. So the ability to jump between different services in ACC is a lot quicker than what it was in BIM 360. You still have direct access to your document management controls because, again, a lot of what you have uploaded needs to be utilized in the ACC Build feature. And then, of course, you will still have access to your issue management, whether you are snagging a model or drawing or snagging on SiteWorks itself. So let's take a look at what this interface looks like. Here we have the ACC Build. It's pretty simple, pretty sleek, pretty elegant. And if you're looking at the left-hand side, you'll see that you have your quick access to the majority of your tools and services. So right there at the top where it's Build, you can navigate between different services. Then your features are your home, sheets, and files, all the way through down to report, members, and settings. As soon as you select on it, it'll take you to that specific feature. If you're looking at the home screen itself, this is now your project dashboard, and it's welcoming you. So for those of you who don't know, my first name is Edin, and it is telling me, welcome to your project. It's showing me my project progress. It's giving me any type of site weather information, work status information, quick links to sheets and other members, but most importantly is now my mobile sync status. How many elements have synced from my mobile application and which have not? And then on the right-hand side, this is a really nifty feature to remind you what's going on in the project, is your recent activity list. So it's showing you your activities. So if you got lost anywhere down the line and forgot what you were doing, you can always backtrack here and take a look at the activities showcased within your homepage. So if we move on, there are additional features to look at. Now, you'll see the bright red forms. Now, forms is a feature improved upon from BIM 360 known as inspections and checklists. So this has been approved upon. And the idea here is now that we have additional features that flow with our checklist and inspection work. So the idea here is we can connect your workflows, save time and increase transparency by connecting forms with issues and RFIs. Create an issue directly from a form, and if needed, escalate that issue to an RFI straight away. But it's not all. You can generate and share reports with the team. So export complete forms in PDF or Excel. By the way, smart PDFs are what you are looking to export here to generate your forms. And you can easily share this with everyone, and you can keep it up to date via your project status. Keep in mind that you decide how your team collaborates. So whether it's only one team member or several working on the same project or form, choose the collaboration process between these team members, create settings that best suits your workflow, and add contributors and reviewers to see or increase the accountability of this particular task. Customize your forms to your project needs. Use pre-built templates. Again, smart PDFs can be imported, or create daily reports and quality and safety checks that can be done on site from scratch. So make signatures and specific fields required to ensure accountability and data accuracy with your reporting on site. Provide crucial markups and context. So connect essential pieces of information to your forms so project members get the full picture. So it's not just, did I check the water meter number? Go further. Attach it to a drawing, mark up on the drawing of that location, give it some pictures. Those are crucial informations to go by. And then again, like with everything, you have a history tracker. You get to see what was happening with this particular checklist. So get a transparent audit trail of all updates made on the form at any particular point in time. Easily identify the latest update or whoever changed specific information on the form itself. And then finally, one of the things that we were all looking for is go mobile. This is not just based on your PC. This can be run off your devices, whether it's Android or Apple, whether it's a tablet, you can utilize that and be mobile on site. Other significant improvements or features that have seen some updates now as well is the request for information feature, or in short, RFI. So we still have additional access features with our RFI toolsets. And the idea here is we manage all RFIs in the field or in the office. Seamlessly create construction RFIs on a web and mobile and provide critical context for faster RFI resolution by posting to specific areas of any 2D and 3D modeling. You can add multiple push pins or markups in your RFIs as well, and take photos and attach and link them to the document itself. Remember, you configure the RFI workflow. So the idea here is one size does not fit all. However, your customization for your construction RFI workflow to meet your project needs. So designate RFI actions for individual users, roles, or companies, including control over who can submit that specific information. Then link your project data to the RFI. I cannot stress this enough, but link files, sheets, photos, PCOs to your RFI. For those of you who are now going to jump into ACC Build, note that BIM 360 cost that came with the old cost module is now available on purchase within ACC Build itself. So if you're running any type of PCO costing, you can now attach that to your RFIs included. And then finally, track the history of all RFIs. So see who opened it, see who responded, see who's responsible for what specific activity on the RFI itself. And of course, like always, PDF export this out for those who don't have access to this information. Other changes that you will also notice on the ACC side, or features improved upon, is the submittals feature. So like before, we still have access, but with a lot more integrated within the feature itself. So additional features that come along now with your submittals are a simplified construction workflow. So it is a lot easier to navigate your submittals this time around than what we had in BIM 360. So easily create and organize individual submittal items and move submittals through the review process efficiently with an actionable and conflict-free responses. So the idea here, this is meant to be streamlined. Start your projects faster. So automated submittal logs are available in ACC. So we leverage automated submittal logs to get the project started faster. Pipe Autospace analyzes your spec documents to create an ultra-accurate submittal register in minutes. So you now get to understand your construction submittal project requirements in a finer detail. And of course, track the history of all submittals that you are creating. So seamlessly track and review submittals that are in progress, closed out, or that have been voided. Those that are draft and those that are in an open stage. Those can be tracked. As submittal items move through the workflow, the system automatically tracks and displays transition dates. So when submittals in a project home, you can track submittals assigned to you or to the entire project and see recently closed construction submittals in the recent activity log. And of course, share your submittals and go mobile with your submittals. So the idea is I don't have to run submittals anymore on my PC. I can run this through a mobile application. So there are other features that come along with ACC Build. So access more. The idea here is you can access several sheets. The idea here is you can bind your sheets to a phone application and give yourself a task or item to utilize on site through inspections or through snagging. Attach photos and videos to now a centralized area in your document management setup. So there is a place for your photos, for your videos. Finally, meeting minutes are coming to ACC. So for those of you who are utilizing project management tools for the meeting minutes, this is available in the ACC Build. It is a feature that comes along with it. And of course, assets. Assets is a big feature that I am super surprised came through. The reason for this is if I have a physical object on site, I can now utilize a digital twin and attach it to that physical one. So the idea here again is with the digital item, I can assign checklists, issues, workflows, and track that item from my PC. So in case somebody says, look, Dino, the aircon on floor 2 is out, what was previously done there? I can pull up that information and it's all there, a part of that asset. Forms, again, we did go through this feature, but this feature has been improved upon significantly. The idea here is if you're utilizing smart PDFs, bring that into your ACC build. And of course, issues, issue management, issue tracking. For those of you who are still utilizing snagging approaches with the cloud-based platform, this is a lot better now, especially with your mobile devices. The idea here is on my ACC web-based platform, I can see what has been synced back and forth with issues now as well. Previously, we did have a bit of a problematic gray area here, but that has been fixed. So just with regards to the ACC platform itself, keep in mind that the services that connect with the ACC Build are your ACC Collaborate Pro. So for those who are utilizing designing aspects with their Revit models can start utilizing an add-on ACC Build. For those of you who are coordinating with your clash detections, this too connects with your ACC Build. Any ACC Build services such as cost, project management, assets, these are connected services that come predefined in ACC Build itself. And of course, the new service, Takeoff, will connect to your ACC Build as well. So, are there any questions? Just as a bit of an added surprise, we've got 2 new members here who are joining us in our session. So for those of you who don't remember, this is Michael. He's one of our main sales guys for the ACC and our marketing manager.
Hello.
So as we are going through, did you guys find anything useful? Anything you found specifically intriguing?
I think, Dino, with Autodesk's changes within the BIM 360 environment and the new construction cloud, it's great how they're basically integrating all these different solutions to make it a lot easier for the guys in the field. Because I think this is where everybody's been struggling, is connecting of information. Like we said, the different silo effect and utilizing the benefits of things like the Autodesk Collaborate Pro, as well as obviously the Autodesk Build. But I see there's a lot of questions that are already coming through. So if there's anybody else who's got questions, please put them in the Q&A box so we can answer them during the webinar. And obviously, if we do run out of time, please contact us and we'll answer any questions that you might have and assist you with any presentations or demos, anything you'd like us to set up for the team. But Dino, I'll be honest with you, I think it's a lot of information for a lot of people to take in on the, especially for the Autodesk Build side. One of the most common questions we're getting from the guys is that, is there a mobile application that is now available within the ACC Build?
So for those of you who are utilizing SiteWorks or want to start utilizing the field management tool, which is ACC Build, you are in luck because there is an application, mobile application available now on Android and iOS that connects your phone to your Cloud Hub. So all that information that you set up for yourself, you can utilize that on the field. And I've had guys previously who did this with BIM 360 even, and they said the ease of it was just amazing to them. The idea is that they never had to carry papers and drawings and pens and pencils. And for a lot of you here, I'm sure that had to be, a little bit hard and frustrating to keep track of this all, whereas now we utilize it on our cell phones. And it's best because it connects very well. So the application you're looking for is called PlanGrid. PlanGrid application connects with your ACC Build. Just the one thing I wanted to touch on while we're waiting for questions to come through is the siloed approach. So we're still in this market where information is siloed to a user. So 3 of us are using different siloed tools, Dropbox, Boom 360, ACC. And we are now seeing a more streamlined approach where data is not just connecting, but it's analytical. The idea is I can see how many times Karen has jumped onto ACC and viewed a drawing, or how many markups you have done, or how many issues are still against my name. So that accountability now is becoming a lot better with the products.
But what happens now with the integration of the different platforms with ACC, Build, Collaborate, and what about the other external non-Autodesk platforms? What's the integration like?
So the integration was a lot better from what I'm seeing with the ACC. So again, like previous with the BIM 360, it all starts from your document management control. So ACC Docs is the best platform to start from. Then with your collaboration, you can now collaborate your Revit files. If you're running Office 365, connect your documentations, Excel, Word, and edit them online. If you are utilizing more site documentations and you're still using ACC Docs, which I do recommend for all specifications, documentations, work proposals, all of that, connect that to the add-on, which is ACC Build. And then connect those into your checklists, into your inspection, into your meeting minutes. It's there. Remember, the idea here is a streamlined, connected approach. So I don't have to ask you, listen, can I please download from Dropbox all those items and then re-upload?
That's our favorite.
Yeah.
So on that, do you require constant internet connectivity to be able to do this? Or do some of these applications work offline and then sync later?
So we are living in a digital age. And the one thing I do want to stress here is, yes, internet connection is a must if you want to access the cloud-based platform. If you want to work offline, you can do that as well. So if you are utilizing the phone application, you can download the information that you prep for the day. It'll be a part of your phone, I think, for like 72 hours or something like that. And you can work with that information offline. And the moment you hit a Wi-Fi spot or you're happy to use your mobile data, switch it on, let it sync, and then track that as well. It'll just update the web-based platform for you.
Perfect.
I've got a question here from Alan. Alan's asking, what's the ease of collaboration between utilizing BIM 360 and the ACC?
So in terms of the ease of collaboration, both are actually very easy to use. I find ACC is a bit in the dark, but now we've got a lot more information here. So your collaboration between users in the ACC is a lot more powerful than what it was in BIM 360. So this runs on a bring your own license scheme. So Autodesk Docs can invite other Autodesk Docs users. So if I have Karen here who has her own license, I simply invite her to my project because she brings her own. Whereas with BIM 360, you didn't really have that. It was only with the collaborators. They could bring their own licenses. But now, because we are all utilizing the ACCs, we can connect.
Okay. I've got another actual interesting question from Stephanie here. She says, can you upload QR code information for the assets?
Stephanie asked some big questions. So QR codes are available within ACC, especially with the asset tracking. So you would then have to set up your own QR code. So if you've got the, let's say, just a regular barcode or QR code, you would have to scan that, assign it to an item, and then paste that QR code to the item. So the next time the asset needs to be checked, somebody just has to scan the QR and that information then pops up for them.
That's neat.
And then we've got one more here from Damien. Says, when will I actually need to use the Autodesk Build and the Collaborate Pro?
So when
will I need to use Autodesk Build and Collaborate Pro? Damien, do you mean together? Will utilizing both at the same time?
Looks like yes from him. Okay, so when it comes to add-ons, my suggestion is go Collaborate Pro first, especially if you're a designer. That way you can utilize your collaboration with other designers. And the moment you go into a site work or site inspection, or even touch the site with your foot, start utilizing Build and start tracking that information immediately. Because remember, they add on top of each other. You can take information from the design phase and bring that through to your build phase as well. So you can see what the design is intended for and what the contractors have done.
Okay, we've got a question here from Kevin. Says the low res video, is it just my display or is the presentation in low res?
So, Kevin, if it's our fault or your fault, we don't jump onto that. But this is being recorded. So if you want to re-look at this as well, you're more than welcome to.
We will be sending out a link after the webinar within the next 24 to 48 hours. For everybody who's registered, we'll send you the links. You can also share it with your other colleagues. Maybe it's just your internet or your connectivity that's maybe just pulling up a bit of an issue at the moment. But again, like we said earlier, if you have any questions, please get in touch with us. You know, there are multiple account managers, not just myself, who are available to answer any questions that you guys might actually have. Let's see.
Remember the last time we forgot to hit record.
No, that was
I'm telling you, we almost had to re-record this whole session.
Yeah, that would have been funny, going through another 45-minute session. I know. But I think, let's have a look, see. Let's see if there's anything else. Also, we had a question here, will the webinars be hosted on your website? Yes, all our webinars will be hosted on our website. You can also access them off our YouTube channel, but like most of the guys do, they like our Modena AEC website because it gives you a lot more information into our service offerings. It's not just about the Autodesk software or the ACC implementation, because that was a question that's just come out.
I just realized something before we go over this. We actually have the person here who knows about the website.
So Corin, tell us more about the website where you guys can access information.
On the spot.
Okay, so all of our upcoming activities are hosted on the ACC website. Have a look at it often and regularly. You're welcome to sign up. It's all free. So you guys like Dino over here. We always like to pick his brain, and there's lots of tips and tricks, and you can get to know how to utilize your software better, as well as all the options that are open for you to make your lives easier. So it's easy. It's go onto our Modena website and sign up, and they will send you all the reminders. If you can't attend, we know how busy everybody gets. The webinars will be there for you. There we go. Sorry. Hello. So
don't worry, it's the first one.
Yeah. Dino, I'll pick it up. Right, so go onto our Modena website and just sign up, and the reminders will come into your inbox. If you can't attend, you get too busy, don't worry, the recording will be there that you can look at it at your convenience.
Speaking of webinar events, I think our final ACC one is next week.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. Do we have an MEP one coming up?
We actually do have a MEP fabrication one that is actually going to be running on Friday. It'll be hosted by Encycle. So hopefully everybody will be attending that. We've had some great input from the guys who have been attending the previous Revit and BIM webinar series. So guys, keep a lookout for the webinar on our different sites and also on LinkedIn. If you haven't joined our Modena site on LinkedIn, please go and have a look, guys. There's a lot of information that's been shared on there. And it's not just on Revit and BIM. There's a heck of a lot of other webinars that we do run from the different disciplines for architecture, our scanning guys, and what we do on that side. We are posting some of the information in the chat. So guys, please just go on there and register. Do you know, got another question here just while I see. It's from Louis asking, can Modena help implement the construction cloud solutions in a small company?
Louis, yes, we can, definitely. I'm actually going through to an implementation today. So this is something we do. We're more than happy to help you guys implement, whether it's BIM 360 or ACC, we can do it for you guys. So if you want to know more, you're more than welcome to contact us as well.
Is there a minimum number of seats that a business would need in terms to collaborate with other project stakeholders?
So from my experience, if you're a one-man band and you need to collaborate with others, one license is required from your side only, because others will then invite you with your license. So they're not going to pay for your license, you pay for your own, but you still get that almost VIP access into other projects.
I think the benefits is, especially if you are smaller, implementing this type of solution early on does actually help, because you're already creating that, call it the data management of information within your business. And as you're basically growing, the project's going to grow, you can connect to other projects as that also works. I think it just makes things a lot more seamless moving forward already.
I have a question. Do you need a license for each different project, or do I just have one?
You know what? I haven't had that question in a while, so it's a good one. From what I remember, one license, unlimited projects.
And cloud storage?
Unlimited as well, from what Autodesk has told us. So we had cases where a client capped the data space, because the first cap is about 500 gigs, but because it's unlimited, Autodesk just gives you an additional 500 gigs, and if you go over that, there's some more. That's what they promise, so that's what you're going to get.
You get unlimited gigs.
So it's not being charged like all the other, if I could say, competitors. We don't charge you for the data. Your data is important to you. So if you need the space, jump onto then ACC, because it's unlimited.
Good.
Also, another quick question, Dino, I know currently, or should I say with the BIM 360 platform, we were obviously utilizing the US and European data centers. With the ACC, where is the main center at the moment?
So the main server, like previously in BIM 360, we had one server, which was the United States server, and then the EMEA server came up as well. But that was about 2 years after the release. Now, unfortunately, the ACC product itself is all only available on the United States server currently. So if you're activating your hubs, if you're saving your data, it's on that server.
Okay. Is there any feedback from Autodesk at all in terms of when they're going to be looking at opening the data center in Europe?
Nothing that I've seen so far, but it is something that's coming. They did it with BIM 360, with all the other cloud-based platforms. Just keep in mind that the US server is almost like a testing ground for the main projects. And then when they feel like they need more service centers, then they open up to let's say the European server itself.
Okay. Let's see, before we finish off, is there one or two last questions? Let's have a look, see.
No, I think that is it, in terms of questions. So, you know what, guys, with that in mind, I want to thank you all for your time. Before we finish this off, there is a few things to keep in mind with the BIM 360. So remember, with the Autodesk Cloud Construction, or ACC, whether you're utilizing the design application, the plan application, the build, or the operations for your building information, take a look at the ACC products, maybe because this is the way to a better cloud-based solution. So guys, thank you again from our side. Karin, Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dino. Always a pleasure.
Everybody, cheers.